Welcome back to another JS Luck video, and today we are taking a look at Star Wars The Black Series, Revenge of the Sith, 501st Clone Trooper, or Tactical Ops Trooper as it's called on the box, but we all know this is just a 501st Trooper. This is another figure in the Black Series line on that Revenge of the Sith card back, and I'm really happy to have this one in my collection, and I bought quite a few of them. Just stay till the end towards the outro, see how many I bought. But yeah, I guess without further ado, let's jump in and take a look at the package. So taking a look at the package, you can see the 501st Trooper in the bubble right there with his two weapons and the helmet. You get the Revenge of the Sith logo down there in that orangish color. You got this like fire background, I'm assuming from Mustafar, in the background right there. You got the silhouette of Darth Vader's helmet up on top. You gotta look at the 501st Trooper on the side of the box right here. And I think this side has just the warning. So you have that. And taking a look at the back here, we get two more shots of the 501st Trooper, one right here and one on top, I believe. And then on the back, it doesn't show the other figures you could collect from this wave. It just kind of talks about celebrating the Black Series or celebrating Revenge of the Sith with these figures from the Black Series. So yeah, not too much else to say about this except it's just in that classic package. So without further ado, let's take a look at those accessories. Okay, so taking a look at the accessories here, we have our first one here, just one of the longer clone blasters. I am not reviewed to make clones on the channel, but a lot of people from the Black Series are used to this weapon. It's just in like this gunmetal gray color right there. And we do get the smaller blaster right here, and it's just the same color, but also nothing new, just the same old weapons, just the gray paint and everything. He does have the helmet, but we'll take a look at that on him right now. Okay, so starting off with the helmet here, you got the typical Phase 2 clone helmet, of course with the smaller fin on top. Take a look at top of the helmet, you got the two blue stripes that go down the middle right there, meet right at the black visor, and then go down that. So I really like how that turned out. There has been some talk on whether this is completely accurate. This may be a mixture of live action and animation, but I'm still happy with how it turned out. You got the darker blue for the blue color on the 501st Trooper. And yeah, taking a look at that back real quick. There's really no paint, just the white helmet. You got a little thing gray on the side there. But besides that, not too much else on the helmet. Now, taking the helmet off, we do get a look at the clone grunts, and you may want to be careful because this could scrape up against the heads over time, but for me, I'm always going to have the helmets on for these troopers here. You got to look at the, I guess, the typical grunt head for these clone troopers. Tamil Morrison, I believe that's how you say his name. So yeah, I really like how that turned out. The standard clone haircut. So, yeah. Now, putting the helmet back on, you're able to do it like so. There we go. All right. Now, let me zoom out and take a look at the rest of the body. Taking a look at the rest of the body, it's just kind of your standard clone, I guess, outfit or armor. You have the blue stripes that go down the middle of the chest armor right there, and that chest armor, I don't know if it comes off, but it does move up and down, so it's loose on the body, which I do like. You have the shoulder pads with some blue and little white scuff marks on the bottom there, so I like how that turned out, and they're not attached to the arms. I have not said this yet, but this is using the Black Series, I guess, 3.0 clone body, which I know a lot of the Black Series people like. So yeah, it's a big upgrade. I don't have many of the older clone bodies. I think the only one I have that I can think of is the Shock Trooper from the Bad Batch. But you have that. Anyway, moving on back to the review. Taking a look at the back of the armor, it's basically just the white clone body armor with just a little blue right there on that panel. And then you got the black little underneath the white armor right there. And same for this arm as well. And then taking a look at the belt here, I think it's just white, maybe some two blue dots, or maybe, I can't remember if it's blue dots on the front or on the back. I think it was the back. But you have that. And then moving down to the legs here, you got the knee pads that do move up and down. Of course, something else I think a lot of people like about this body. I think the old ones were just glued onto the legs. Take a look at the side of the legs here, you got the blue stripes that go down the leg all the way to the bottom right there of the boot, and same for this leg as well. And then you got some of that black underneath, I guess, clothing, kind of like on top of, or I guess on the arms here as well, just for legs. So yeah, That's a look at the 501st Trooper or Tactical Ops Trooper. Let's now take a look at articulation. Okay, so taking a look at articulation, you can turn his head around 360 degrees like so. He does look up, not that far, and he looks down pretty decently there, so just not too far up. He does go side to side. His arm does move 360 degrees like so, along with those shoulder pads, and then he can pull out that far the arm, pretty good actually, and then bend at the elbow like so, twist at the hand. He has some wrist articulation, maybe. Actually, no, I take it back. There are no wrist articulation on him. And then he does turn at the whole arm socket right there, and it should be mirrored for this arm as well, where it goes 360 degrees like so with the shoulder pad, and then you can pull out that far, bend at the elbow like so, and turn at the hand, and then he does turn at the whole arm joint like so. And he does turn at the waist like that. He does go side to side, and he does not really bend down. He does bend back a bit, but not forward as much. With the legs here, he can kick up that far, so pretty good. He can bend like so at the knee, bend at the foot. He does go side to side, and then of course when you do bend the knee, that shoulder, or not the shoulder pad, but the knee pad does slide up or slide down, depending on how you want it to go, and it does go back into place when you bend the knee like that. And it should be the same for this leg as like the other. You can kick it up that far, bend at the knee like so, bend at the foot like so. It does go side to side, and the knee pad does also move up and down. And then he does do the splits like so, and then he does turn halfway at the leg. I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, and of course with the helmet, I guess I can show you real quick head articulation with the helmet. There wasn't much, so that's why I took it off originally, but he does turn 360 degrees like so, and he doesn't really look up that far unless you want the chin to come out from underneath, and then he does look down just a little bit, and it still has a little bit of side-to-side movement, but you won't be getting that much when you're wearing a helmet like that. So yeah, that's a look at the Tactical Ops Trooper or 501st Trooper. Let's now take a look at my outro, take a look at my final thoughts with all my clone troopers. Well, there you go. That is my review of the Tactical Ops Trooper or 501st Trooper from Star Wars The Black Series on that Revenge of the Sith card back. I picked up 5 of these. I just kept picking them up because I had to. And funny enough, way back then when the Archive 501st Trooper came out, I did find 4 of those and contemplated picking them up, but I never did. So I just started picking these newer ones up since they're out on that package, and I was able to get one more, the one at the very beginning, to keep on that card back, and it's taking a lot for me not to open it to add to the army. But yeah, I don't know if I'll get any more. Maybe I'll get a few more. I would like to have them behind Anakin whenever he does be revealed or released, and they can be behind him marching up, or if they ever make a Pong Krell, have Captain Rex with them, and they can go and have that scene where they arrest him in the Clone Wars and everything. But anyway, you let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you have any of these newer figures from the Black Series? And if so, how many of these clone troopers do you have? So with that, I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Keep an eye out for other videos coming to the channel soon. So with that, take care.